Hello, everybody. It's a Wednesday. We don't usually go live, but the Cigar Lab is going to go live today. And we're going to talk about this whole idea of social distancing as it pertains to cigars. You may have already seen on my blog that we talked about that, but we're going to take a couple minutes here and post a video to talk about the same thing. No, we're not talking about distancing between people. We're talking about distancing between cigars. Your cigars do need to maintain a proper distance from each other so that they can maintain the desired characteristics and smoking elements that they were designed for. So we talk about a couple things that when you build your humidor, you want to be aware of. Number one, never store infused or flavored cigars with other cigars. Obvious reasons. You don't want to have those aromas marinate with the other cigars that weren't intended to have that type of flavor and aroma. I'm going to show you a couple of my humidors. See, none of those are flavored or infused. Then another humidor has a top and a bottom. Those are cigars, mostly house brand cigars without cellophane. So the next thing we're going to talk about is I typically keep my cigars that are in cellophane apart from the unwrapped cigars. That doesn't have to be in a separate humidor. I just happen to keep enough cigars. I usually keep two humidors running. But you want to keep those a little bit apart in your humidor, maybe one side or the next. So there's two things as to how you want to keep distancing between your cigars. The other thing is a lot of humidors will come with a capacity. And they might say it's 100 capacity or 150 or 200, whatever your capacity is. That is not a real good recommendation on my part, in my opinion, because if it says 100, it's only going to fit 100 if you completely empty the humidor, pack a smaller, maybe like a Robusto size cigar from top to bottom, and you don't want to do that. So plan on, maybe if it's 100, I said 75% capacity in my blog. So if it's 100, maybe maximize that at 75, 200 at 150, and so on. You just don't have enough space, and you want some air circulating through there. So never fill your cigar humidor to capacity. Try to keep it under 75%. So the fourth thing is we're going to rotate your cigars every couple of weeks, maybe once a month even, so that the cigars maybe were packed on the bottom get rotated up to the top and they all get the same amount of air circulation and humidification. So, and one more thing, a fifth thing is while you are doing that, while you are going to inspect and rotate your cigars, give it a quick inspection occasionally. I've been smoking cigars for 10 years. I've never had this happen. But a cigar beetle will make its way into a cigar and start destroying your cigars. So a regular inspection will make sure that that can be contained to just a couple of cigars. You don't want to ruin a whole humidor full of cigars. You do happen to get some cigar beetle eggs in a cigar. And that's nothing against any type of cigar. Sometimes that happens. But again, I've been smoking cigars and using a humidor for 10 years. That has never happened. And if your humidor is under-humidified or over-humidified, you'll start noticing some faults developing in your cigars, very dry, crackly wrappers. If it's under-humidified, spongy cigars. If it's over-humidified, of course, your hydrometer will also show that those things are happening too. But maybe your humidification device is not working properly, it's another way to check to make sure your cigars are being properly humidified. Some people say the desired humidification is 70. I think anywhere from like 65 to 70. I've even got mine down lower. It doesn't seem to affect the cigars, but definitely over-humidified gets a spongy cigar. Under-humidified gets a dry, cracked wrapper. You don't want any of those things. So 5 things you can follow to maintain those social distancing guidelines for your cigars and your humidor. I just want to talk to you today about a little bit of a positive spin on social distancing. This is the Cigar Lab, and I hope you're staying smoky, staying healthy, and I'm going to enjoy a good cigar here. I'm going to turn you around and take a look, and you can see finally in this afternoon we're getting some sunshine. It's been gray and rainy all day. We're back on my front porch. It's get to be about 50 degrees, so I put a jacket on. I came outside and definitely enjoy the fresh air, and we're going to have a afternoon smoke as I read my paper. Hope to hear from you soon. Let me know if you have any other tips on how you keep your cigars properly humidified, and we'll talk to you soon from the Cigar Lab.